All right, y'all. We're back at it. These harsh lights. I can't wait until I get my lighting and all this stuff down. But I just want to talk about what I do to stay on my up and up. All right. So there is a reason why I trade the way I trade, pick the things that I pick. And some of it comes from, well, all of it comes from research uh, and just paying attention, just always watching what's happening in the market. So right now, I have this is my Charles, the public account, right? So we have our public account. And how do I have so much confidence in what I'm picking, when I'm picking, how I'm picking? One of the things I do when I wake up is I see what's happening in the world of stocks and cryptocurrency. Oh yeah, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you see these over here, see these views? I ain't got a lot of views. I don't have a lot of comments. But anyone who's watched my stuff and appreciated it, it's very, 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 very nice. But please go in here, how to gain confidence in reading charts, dividend strategies for monthly payouts. That's a good one. Don't wait to invest. Here's why. A stock you can buy right now, right? We're putting out fire. We're putting out fire over here. So how do I trust all this fire? It's because things like this. So this person right here, this is one of the people I learned about trending lines and how to use them. So these lines right here, he taught me how to use them and things like this. So I would go through and watch so many of people's videos. He has different playlists that I've watched, and I sit here and I pay attention, and then I execute. Well, that's just how to read the charts. But this is a video. Let's do
I think the one thing that pisses me off.
a reaction video real quick. But this type of stuff I'd wake up to. So this was put out 3 months ago, but it was in my feed saying 0 to 5 million by 25, why trading is the greatest foundation you can have. And I think it's important for us to listen to stuff like this, not because we should just blindly listen to people and what they say. You shouldn't do that with nobody on the internet, including myself. But we listen to them to get a perspective, like different perspectives, and then see what works for us and how to apply it to us. So let's just check out my man's Chris Swaggy C. Williams. In the past, when I first started trading, he's one of the people who I followed a little bit. And I like how straightforward he is. I appreciate all of that. And again, remember, this is the ultimate review channel to where I'll be eventually rating people, showing y'all people, and going like, don't follow all of them. All right? I don't follow everyone. What I do is I do research on everyone because I have friends and family who don't want to do the research. So I just say, here, hey, I've done the research. You can trust this person. And I do that depending on the type of personality whoever's talking to me. So if I know someone who has low risk tolerance, I would tell them someone who shares how to play the game more safe. If I find somebody who has a higher risk tolerance like me, like I have a high risk tolerance, then I'll share somebody who is a little bit more risky in their moves. So it just depends on where you are. I'm just a nerd in this shit, so I'm just watching. This is what I do. So you're literally about to see me watch something for the first time, and I'll give you my feedback as I'm watching it. So a reaction video.
about beginners when it comes to trading more than anything is that they think trading is so hard and it's going to take them so much time to actually learn it that they're stuck in fear, so they never start at all. And
that's funny because I just told a friend that he's showing me that he has like a natural inclination to trading, and I'm just like, nah, bro, I'm telling you, thinking about it too much, man. You can come in right now if you got to trust yourself. You know, sometimes when we're doing anything in our life, if we're pursuing something, we got to trust ourselves, and we got to have faith. If you're a believer, you know, you got to have faith that, you know, this shit isn't an accident of why this is curious to you. Whether, I don't care what it is, whatever type of business. I got a friend he wants to get into drop shipping, and one person say, well, drop shipping's dead, don't do it. Another person would say, no, it's fantastic. The point is like, it's your interest for a reason. Just study it. But we're talking about investing. So if you're here, I'm hoping that you have an interest in investing or just to get your mindset right, because we do that here too. So trading, I like that he just started the video. That's why I like him. He started the video saying something that is very detrimental to people's future, to our future. If we believe something is so hard, we're rarely going to take a move on it, right? So we gotta demystify things. So hopefully this is gonna demystify. Let's keep going.
Is annoying to me because I dropped out of college at 21 years old and became a multimillionaire at 25 years old. I started learning how to trade at 19 and became a multimillionaire at 25 years old, right? Had an extra 2 years in college and dropped out, and then it took me 4 years to become a multimillionaire. And if somebody were to tell you right now, okay, in the next 5 years, you will be a multimillionaire, a lot of you guys would actually stick with it. Whereas on the other hand, if somebody told you, okay, yeah, by 2030, you'll be a millionaire, a lot of y'all would be like disinterested and discouraged, as if like you need to be a millionaire by tomorrow. So in this video, we're gonna talk about what happened to me and why it took me 6 years from first opening a book about trading to actually hitting my first million to you guys out there and this whole discussion on time. And for those new to my channel, if you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Swaggy Williams. I've been trading for over a decade, been educating for the last 5.5 years. All the mansions and private jets and the wife and kids that people fantasize about, I have. And my only purpose right now is to give you guys value so you guys can see that it is possible and you guys can achieve it too. And I think that people look at this time thing, which is why it has never been easier to become a millionaire now, but it's also never been harder. What I mean by harder is that back in the day, in the 1970s and the 80s and the 90s, even 2000s, there was no social media, right? I know MySpace and Facebook came in the later part or the mid part of 2000, but like for the most part, there was no social media. So nobody felt like they had to prove something to somebody. A lot of people are glued to their phone, so they're on social media and they're seeing their peers or people they look up to or people younger than them accomplishing things they want to actually accomplish. So it discourages them from actually even starting. And nobody had to deal with that, 20, 30, 40 years ago, which is why it makes it a lot harder. However, it's also easier because we have so many tools at our disposal. So for me, being 19 years old and opening up a book, I knew that I wanted to be rich because of my childhood and being homeless and moving from place to place with my dad and my brother. However, I also knew that I didn't care if I hit my first million by 31. I was going to be a millionaire, point blank, period. And a lot of you guys see that and want what people like, I guess, myself have without putting in the actual work, without actually looking in and locking in on trading. So let's take it back to beginners for a second. I started this video off by saying what pisses me off the most about beginners is that they think trading is so hard, so they never jump into it. Things gonna take so much time, so they never jump into it. But I was watching a video from Myron Golden the other day, and I was at the gym, had it in my headphones, and he was saying something along the lines of, if someone says they're not willing to pay for something or learn something, what they're basically saying is it's not valuable enough to them to actually go forward with it. Because I've seen a lot of you guys, you watch this video right now, take 2 to 3 years to learn a whole new language because it was important to you. I've learned a lot of you guys take 2 years to learn a particular, industry such as real estate because it was important to you. You guys take a couple months to learn the piano. There are things that you guys will actually do because it's important to you. But when it comes to something like this, you guys have all the excuses in the world. It's too hard. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm gonna suck at this, blah, 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 blah. It's gonna take too much time. Where again, it takes 9 months to have a baby. From the time you have sex to the time you give birth, it's about 9.5 months. And nobody looks at that as, okay, that's too much time. I mean, maybe girls do eventually, like they think it's too much time because it starts to get painful, but in reality, you guys know it's 9 months. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of people who come into this industry fail, because they look at this industry as something that can get them rich super, super fast. And then when it doesn't happen super, super fast, they quit and they drop out. And I want you guys to take something from my story where I was in a terrible situation, probably just like you guys watching right now, and I literally dedicated my entire life to learning this thing. Not that I was going to do this for the rest of my life until I'm 99 years old, but I knew I wanted to do it right then, right there, right now, because as time goes on, I don't want to be left behind. And the thought of being left behind should scare all of you guys. What I mean by left behind is AI is coming. AI wasn't, when I mean it wasn't a thing back in 2014, obviously there was certain characteristics of AI and automation and stuff, but in terms of, Chat GPT, that wasn't a thing in 2014, right? All these different AI tools that you can use to help your business and help your own personal life, that wasn't a thing a decade ago. So when I mean by the thought of being left behind, a lot of you guys are working warehouse jobs and the whole Amazon union and things like that, and it's like, you guys are going to be literally castrated very, very soon because AI is coming to take over in certain situations. It's also going to take over for the better because you got to look at it from the CEO's perspective. Okay, on one hand, even though humanity means something, so I get it in terms of from a genuine connection. On one hand, you got human beings who, number one, will look at their boss as, oh, this person is rich, blah, 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 so, screw him.
Okay, for the sake of, he's not talking about the title yet, why trading is the greatest foundation you can have, but I like where he started. He's starting on the mindset part of it. He's starting about, just like a lot of y'all who could be watching this, all 5 of you, because we're in the beginning. But even the 5 of you watching this, you got to understand that you can start creating a healthy mindset around your financial future and about how you can take actions in it. Because what happens is a lot of the excuses that he just said. So everyone on here should be either doing one or two things. If you're here, you have some interest. If you've been watching this for freaking 12 minutes, then you have some interest. Don't be scared to go and set up a Charles Schwab account. Don't wait to do it, and just put some currency in here. Just put some money in here. Don't spend it right away. I just got paid the other day. I'm going to put some money in here, and I don't have to spend it. It could just sit there until I'm ready to use it. I know I have a plan already, so I know what I'm, how I'm targeting things. Either you need this right now, Charles Schwab, set it up, or you need the Robinhood. And I just started looking at this. It's called Robinhood Legends. Looks fancy, but I don't know how to use it yet. I'm excited to learn it. But see, I'm in the game. Robinhood Legends just released. I have no idea what this is. Template, stock trading. I don't know what this is. But anyways, I'm going to be learning this, and I have to learn it by messing with it. I can't learn it by just reading about it. I can't learn it just by looking at it. I have to go in and mess with it like that. So I'm going to be doing that. So what y'all should be doing is y'all should be grabbing one of these accounts. And just start putting some currency in them. Preferably my link for Robinhood, but it doesn't matter. Just grab an account and start putting currency in it. Okay, so let's move on from him. I'm going to finish that video later probably. This one also popped up. And this one is titled AMD Just Changed Everything. So you'll see me with certain stocks and things. I've heard about AMD from so many people. AMD at one point was at like $9, and now it's at some nice number, but it's still at a price to where you can buy. So let's just listen to this for a little bit. So this is what I'm doing, right? I'm always doing research, and just like I told y'all, don't go follow a lot of people. Y'all see me refer to Jeremy Financial Education so many times because when I lock in on someone that I can trust, I don't sit here and distribute my attention to everyone. Obviously, I'm doing it in some type of way. but that's because I'm taking actions on things, and I'm still targeting certain things that I just know where my attention is going. It's not just going out and for no reason looking at this person for, oh, well, I don't know, maybe. It's very specific. So let's check out this a little bit and hear what Jeremy has to say about AMD. But this is how we get started with understanding what I want to use my time for what I'm doing. You might start by thinking that you want to be a day trader, but you might end up being a swing trader. You might start thinking that you want to be a swing trader and then end up being a holder. You might think that you want to be a holder, but you're like, man, I feel so tight at this shit that I'm about to just come in on some day trading. Because what slows me down personally as far as investing is that I'm not a day trader yet. But I have a plan for the long game, so I'm not worried about it. It doesn't mean I'm only going to be doing this holding thing. I'm actually going to get into day trading like I just told you guys earlier. So let's just check out financial education here, Jeremy, and see what he says about AMD.
Year, I was able to flip my flapjacks a little bit and made $11,500+ on Nvidia stock in the public account. And then through my other portfolios as well, ended up making multi-five figures on Nvidia stock last year. But Nvidia was really just the appetizer. We're about to get into the main course. I'm going to make multi-six figures on AMD stock, and I believe it's going to be a tremendous investment over this next few years. I put, we can call it over $250,000 into the stock in the public account alone, and I've bought a lot of shares in my other portfolios as well. In this video here today, we're going to go through some huge changes that have just occurred in regards to AMD. Massive changes that, let's just say, Wall Street never saw coming. Second thing we'll get into after we get through those massive changes is my 1 year, my 2 year, 3 year, and 4 year price targets for AMD stock. So where do I think this stock's going to be in a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now? And I'm not just throwing things.
So I'm not going to just take y'all through all of this just for the sake of the video, like how long it's going to be. But one of the reasons I appreciate Jeremy is because he really gives numbers. He gives research. Like, you know, like I'm not trying to do all the research either. I'm doing a lot of research, but I can't do every little nuance. Like, that's just not how research is done anyways. Like, we look up the Warren Buffetts because Warren Buffett is a GOAT in the game. So our research is looking at other people. And that's one thing I want to say about you skeptics watching, if you got this far. But don't be a skeptic. Just because someone is introducing things to you, don't think that, oh, they just want money from me. They just want this from me. If you go and like that's fine. But if you go through life like that, you'll never actually see an opportunity that God's putting in front of you. So I just want to say that because, man, I see that all the time. It's like, man, Yogi, you know, why, you know, I don't know why you following that person. That person's a scam. This person's this and that. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, take in what you know you can use and leave the rest then. You know, like I have property with Grant Cardone, for instance. There's so many people who come to me and just go like, oh, fuck Grant Cardone. Like, okay, yeah, like, okay, I'm not saying he's a business person, he's a shark. You're gonna meet people like that. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have something that's useful. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have something that he can give just because, like, he makes deals in his favor, in his family's favor, in his company's favor. That's what anybody would do. So I'm not saying he's like the best person in the world as far as all that stuff, but, you know, like, yeah, just don't be a skeptic, you know. I mean, we just hold ourselves back. Like there's something we can get from everything. It doesn't mean that person, that thing is right for you. You won't know if you don't check it out. So anyways, he's going to get very specific most likely because that's what he does. Jeremy right here. So he does really good research. I'm not like, he takes you step by step. I'll put the video in the description, the link in the description. But yeah, so AMD, look at AMD. So that's how I get those. This last one, this last one, I want to. So there's another person I never met yet. He said some ridiculous thing. 17 into this ETF will surpass your full-time job. Now, for me, it's like these are the things to where it's like, don't be a skeptic, but don't be stupid, right? Don't be a skeptic, meaning like just because you read something like this, have you been in the game? You haven't. So you don't know if it's true or not. Just check it out sometimes. It's 13 minutes of your life. I speed it up a little bit, but you read some of these down here, you go, okay, well, some people vibing with them, some people aren't, and let's just check it out. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to check this video out, The Dream Green Show. The Dream Green Show. It's my first time checking him out, and I appreciated the title because I know this ETF. Y'all should definitely take a look at this ETF. Again, no financial advice type thing, but really, man, when people start cross-referencing, so many people mention this specific ETF. So there must be something there. I mean, it could not be, but it might be something there, depending on who you're following and who references it. So let's just check this out a little bit. Again, this is what I do every day. I wake up, I do these things to keep me sharp and to keep me in the game as far as researching, as far as what I can do next, how to plan my next move, because I think this is one of the ETFs that I'm going to be considering. This is one of the ETFs that One Family Investing will be most likely putting in our portfolio at some time, because it's a safe route. I'm risky, and then I have my safe stuff. ETFs are my safe. It's my safe bets.
Main goal for dividend investors, well, the only goal for dividend investors is to one day hopefully grow their annual dividend income, and one day even surpasses your active income to where you can actually become financially free. Now, there are a lot of different ways to actually invest inside of dividend paying companies, and investors seem to overly complicate things many different ways when it's really simple. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you guys a very simple way to where a one-time investment or just an investment of $17 can eventually lead you to financial freedom from this one dividend paying company. In this video, I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite paying dividend ETFs that I just recently started to invest into. And that ETF is Swaggy Dividend Equity ETF. Now, before I tell you guys why this is my favorite and how you could become financially free from just $17, this video is brought to you by nobody else other than you. That's right, guys. You guys are sponsoring this video. I'm trying to get off the YouTube hamster wheel, and I want to promote my own Patreon. If you guys would like to support this channel, I'm gonna leave a link to Patreon down in the description, down in the pinned comment section. For just $12, you guys can join my Patreon, my Discord, get access to my portfolio and my portfolio tracker. Inside of my Discord, I currently have 3 professional option traders in there that post their option trades every single day, every single week. And you'll also get access to my option trades. I sell options inside of the Discord as well. And now for just $12, I provided my course, my full course. Right now I have 3 chapters in there. Chapter 1. So if you guys leave a link to Moo down in the description as well. In the description. Let's go on SCHD. The current price is at $81.26. Now SCHD is a dividend ETF. It tracks around 100 different companies in there that pay dividends inside of their portfolio. So we take a quick look at their holdings right quick. Let's go to holdings, and as you guys can see, they have 17% in their financials, 15% inside the healthcare, 14% inside consumer defensive, 13% inside industrials, 12% inside industries, and 11% inside consumers clinical. And then they have another 8% inside of technology. So this is a very diverse portfolio. In fact, if we take a look at the top 10 holdings, they have Home Depot, BlackRock, Abbey, Cisco, Chevron, Verizon. These are the top 10 holdings. They have 103 different companies inside that portfolio. So you're minimizing the risk that if one company does bad, there's 102 other companies that would be inside your portfolio that perform well. If one industry does bad, let's just say the healthcare industry does bad, then we can rely on financials or the technology sector to do good. So this is a very diverse portfolio. Nothing is really too heavy on one side, and they have 103 different holdings inside of their portfolio. Now SCHD been around for around 10, 11, no, they've been around for around 12 years, and over the last year they're up 9%. Over the last 5 years, they're up 50%. That's 10% a year so far. And over the last 10 years, they're up 109%. Still trending over the last 10 years of over a 10% gain every single year. Now, I'm not going to say past performances is always going to show you future performances of the stock, but we can look at some of the past performances to help us predict the future of some of these stocks. Now, what excites me about SGHD is their dividends. So let's take a look at their dividends right quick. And then I can show you how you can become financially free from just $17 or one big lump investment inside of SCHD. Now, if we go into their dividends, let me show you guys exactly why I love Now, first of all, they have since they've been active, they have a 12-year dividend growth. I mean, every single year since they've been active, they've been able to raise their dividend yield every single year for the last 12 years.
And that's important to understand because it's kind of like that's how they build trust with the stockholders and the investors. Like if they start at a dividend payout, and then if it goes down, obviously you'll be like, well, I mean, is the company doing better or worse? If it stays the same, you probably wouldn't think about it too much. It's like, okay, well, I'm getting my dividends, you know what I'm saying? But if it keeps growing year after year, year after year, man, it's something to watch for. Okay, so just want to put that.
Years and have a dividend yield of 3.54%. This is going to be very important because let me tell you guys, the snowball effect, the compound interest effect, it works. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how that works in just a second. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button so you don't miss out. So right now they are a quarterly paying dividend stock. And for every share that you own, you're earning around $2.83. Now this is huge. If we look at their dividend grade over the last 12 years, they've been going 8.86% their dividend growth. And then the last 3 years, they had a 9% dividend growth. The last 5 years, 12% dividend growth every year. And then the last 10 years is 11% dividend growth. So the last 5 and 10 years is 12 and 11. So around 11 and a half dividend growth every single year for around the last 10 years, right? And then if we go over to the dividend yield, let me show you guys another example. We're going to hit max on yield on cost. You always want to see this going up because if you started all the way back when they started, you want to see this trending up or down depending on how you look at it. So 10 years ago, your money would automatically be worth 11% more than you would have when you first started investing because of your yield on cost. This is 11%, and then this is all the way down to 3.6%. The yield on cost, you always want to see it trending this way or trending down that way back down to year zero. And if we look at the dividend payments, let's hit dividend history. And then look at the last 10 years, all the way back in 2014, 25 cents was paid out in the dividend history. And if we come all the way to 2024, that's 82 cents. Now, if you just bought one share, you will have triple your dividend income from 25 cents to 82 cents in just a couple of years, in just 10 years, right? So the dividend growth is way more important than these companies out there that have these high dividend yields, but are cutting their dividends every single year or not growing their dividends every single year. You want to see a good, reliable, stable, long-term, long growth company like SCHD that have been growing their dividends every single year in order to increase your chances to become financially free in the future. And let me show you how you can become financially free if you was to take these numbers from the index funds, from the top 10 holdings, and take these numbers.
All right, so the good stuff is starting now. Okay, let's see what he's talking about, the $17.
From the dividends and the dividend yield and come over to the dividend calculator. Now, let's just say we started with a one-time investment of $50,000, 3.45%. Remember, the annual increase of their growth was around 11.5% over the last 10 years, but we're just going to put 10. And let's just say the company only grow 8%, even though it's been growing 10% every single year. Let's just say the company itself grows 8% every single year. And then we're going to hit drip right here where it says drip. That means we're going to reinvest our dividends. So let's just say we're doing this for the next 30 years. Let's calculate our income. We hit calculated income in year one. We'll be expecting this for the next 30 years. Hit drip right here where it says drip. That means we're going to reinvest our dividends. So let's just say we're doing this for the next 30 years. Let's calculate our income. We hit calculated income in year one. We'll be expecting around $1,700 in dividends from our one-time investment of $50,000, which is completely insane. You're making $1,793. You gave yourself a bonus. You gave yourself a raise in just 1 year. All right. Now let me show you guys the compounding effect, the exponential growth that reinvesting does to your portfolio. By year 10, we will have $130,000. This is just one-time investment of $50,000. We're not adding anything at all. By year 10, we have $130,000 with $5,553 in dividend income. By year 15, we have a $200,000 portfolio with a $10,000 yearly income by doing absolutely nothing at all, by just investing a one-time lump sum of money of $50,000. Now, this is where things start to get interesting is in year 20. From year 15 to year 20, you earn an X. You doubled your income from year 15 to year 20 to $20,000 of income, and you have an account balance of $403,000. And by the time you get from year 20 to year 25, you doubled it again from $20,000 all the way to $40,000 with a $700,000 account. And by the time you get to year 30, you'll double it even more and have an $82,000 annual income from dividends. Now, I ain't gonna say you can't retire with that, but I can retire with $82,000 in a year by doing absolutely nothing and have $1.3 million. Just remember, this is a one-time investment of $50,000. You'll have $1.3 million, bringing in $82,000 every single year in dividends by the time that you're ready to retire. Now, I know what you guys are saying. who the hell has $50,000 to invest inside this one company one time right now? I know the economy is all over the place. Interest rates is high. Who had $50,000? Now, let me show you guys something right quick. Let's just say you started off with $1,000 and you found the way. I don't care how you did it. I don't care if you out there, you're dope boy, you trapping, you on the streets, you got your own side hustle. I don't care how you do it, but you found the way to invest the extra $1,000 every single month. So that's going to be $12,000 a year, right? So let's just say, hey, ain't no way in hell I got $50,000 to invest, but I can start off with $1,000 and I trap my way. I hustled my way to invest an extra $1,000 every single month. And I'm going to start off with $12,000 being invested every single year. You're going to hit calculate your dividends. And then if we go scroll all the way down, once the snowball effect start kicking in, remember first year, you're only going to make $35,000 and then it just start kicking in. By the time you get to year 30, you'll have a $2.7 million portfolio, bringing in $167,000 annually every single year. Now, I know you guys are saying, who the hell can invest $1,000 every single month? I can't, but let me show you guys something right quick. Now, if you guys can't do this, I don't know if this is the channel for you, but you got to trap. You got to find a way. I'm going to change this to $6,000. That is just $500 per month. I don't care how it's done. I don't care what side hustle you got to start. I don't care how you guys are finding this money, but you got to find a way to invest at least $500 every single month. If you're young, if you're old, find a way to get it done. Dope boys, trappers, hustlers, singers, artists, YouTubers, find a way to invest an extra $500 every single month. That's going to be $6,000 per year from just $500 a month. And we're going to hit calculate your dividends. You have an ended balance of $1.5 million. If you scroll all the way down to year 30, you'll still be bringing in over $84,000 every single year. Now we want to do the math on that. Now doing the math on that, $500 for 12 months is $6,000. We're going to divide that by 365. That is $16.43 that you have to invest every single day, or $16.44 that you have to invest every single day. So it's even a little less than $17, less than $17 a day. Now, if you can't find a way to make an extra $16.43 a day, you guys need to join my Patreon, because I'll show you how to make an extra $20 every.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah. So he did that. He did a couple different ways, a couple versions, so we can see it. But man, that compound interest, man, I get excited. Your boy right here get excited. I mean, because it's just real. And this is doing not extra, well, he showed, if you invest monthly. But that's what's cool about also having a plan. So you can get this this ETF and just have that be like a specific play that you want to do right away. And don't worry about all this other stuff, even though things can like shoot up. You can be like, man, I just missed it. Well, that's the point of having a plan. You didn't miss anything. When you have a plan, you didn't miss anything. When we don't have a plan, we miss everything. Okay? So anyways, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to learn how to make videos shorter consistently. Until that happens, here we are. Again, if y'all got any value from this, please do like, subscribe, and play around with this new calculator that I just found out about by that man. You see what I'm saying? Like, I hear it, I get on it, and I'm actually gonna mess around with this. I have this dividend calculator now because the young man showed it to me. So anyways, like, subscribe, do the dang thing. I'll talk to y'all later. Ask some questions. Put your reflections in here just so I know how you feel about what's going on. All right. Love and peace, y'all.